Hey everybody, welcome to something new, something different that I'm doing with my good friend over here, Brett Edwards. Brett, how you doing this morning?
Fantastic, Eric Guess. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're calling this little project that we're doing 9 to 5 Bears.
Oh
So
yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
that's a clever name. Totally did not have any outside influence coming up with it at all.
No, your marketing background definitely came up with that. I know for a fact.
I got to use that $70,000 degree once every year. I got to justify the
Get it?
cost. But so Brett and I both work for a company called Total Roofing and Construction. And during football season, we find ourselves that like the Monday or Tuesday, whenever the Bears play after every game, we usually talk about football for like an hour and don't get any work done.
Most of
So
it's sulking about football
yeah,
because the Bears.
yeah, the last couple years it's just been sad, and
Yeah.
we've just kind of been coping. Yeah, so we figured maybe we would, since we have a little bit more of a professional setup, we take some time before work started to cope on air with you guys, or hopefully celebrate this season. Just put it out there.
Yes.
We just figured maybe that would be a little entertaining. Brett and I are both creative people, so we like to do stuff like this. Brett, you actually have a little bit of experience doing some sports reporting like this, don't you?
Yeah, I was a sports anchor back in my previous life. That was my childhood dream. Lived it. Got to say I did it. Anchored sports for 5 years. I was in television for 5 years. So being in front of a camera with a microphone is a lot more natural than being on a roof. But I have found comfort on top of roofs. So, but yeah, no, I'm happy to be here with you. We, like you said, I mean, every Monday / Tuesday / Friday, whatever day it is, following a Bears game. Eric and I, we've been in the same office for a few years now, and it's usually the first thing out of our mouth. We usually talk about it for the first hour or two, even during work hours. While we're still working hard, we are discussing our Bears wins and losses, and yeah, a lot of those days have been losses, but it's gonna be different this year.
Yes,
It's gonna be a lot
different.
different.
Yeah, we're totally not using this as a Trojan horse to sell you our products or services, not at all. So this is coming from a place of pure intentions, very clearly. But yeah, like Brett said, we're hoping this season will be different, will be better. I would say our approach to the lead up to this season, Brett, has been kind of different. You've been pretty optimistic. I've been trying to be more reserved. I've told you I'm keeping it at about like 50-60% like enthusiasm. I'm approaching this season a little bit differently. I've been burned by this team so many times. I'm taking the approach of, man, you got to show me. But it's been really hard with the moves that we've made to like not just be like, all right, I'm all the way back in.
That's the way you should be. I am not that way, and I would never be that way with the Chicago Bears. I don't got a lot to look forward to in the sports life, right? The White Sox are just downright terrible. The Bulls are just, who knows what they're doing. The Blackhawks are in a rebuild for another couple years, who knows. The Bears is all I have. Those 17 weeks of the year, I just can't help but be overly optimistic for no reason. It's so irrational. But again, it's because I just want them to be good, and I know it's not going to happen. So I just set myself up for failure. It's like I need to go to therapy for just the Bears, because it's like, what are you doing? How many times can you be disappointed when you put your faith in something? Yet here I am, year after year, putting my faith in this Chicago Bears team, spending lots of money on apparel, going to games. I mean, it is what it is, but again, this year has a different vibe, only because of the coaching staff. You know, like, we've gone through a carousel of coaches the last decade with Tressman, or before that, Lovie Smith, obviously, Tressman, Emery, John Fox, or Phil Emery, who was the GM. He was terrible too.
Every name you mentioned is just
Matt
giving
Nagy.
me
I know. I'm
PTSD.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this year, I mean, they got the cream of the crop. Ben Johnson was the most sought after coach. He had the orchestrated that Detroit offense the last 3 seasons. That was the best in the league, and hoping that he could take some of that here. Even if the Bears are, mediocre and they finish 9-8, I would be very satisfied with that. I mean, just give me 500. Give me somewhat. Let me think we're going to play beyond January. That last week of the season, because it really does stink having to watch the playoffs and the Bears aren't anywhere close to it.
Yeah, and I think, in my list in my brain of the pros and cons I've made for like why I should be excited about the season, the con obviously being this team has a proven historical track record of disappointing me.
Right.
And it's funny too, because when I started dating my wife in 2019, she had never dated a person that had like watched football in that way before and was like as heavily invested in it. And I remember her asking me a couple years ago. I remember like after one particularly hard loss, she just asked me. She's like, in your entire life, she's like, have you ever been happy on a Sunday during like the fall/winter? And I had to think about it, and I was like, it's been very rare that I've been happy. But I think the points you hit are reasons to be optimistic. It does feel different because, you know, everything that we constantly say every offseason, it's like we want them to get a good coach. We want them to like invest in the line. We want them to make moves and get pieces that we feel like can make us better. And I know Ryan Pohl's record doesn't reflect that, but
Right.
I feel like, you know, the last couple of years we've made all the moves that we're supposed to make. We've got big name players like DJ Moore. We've drafted pieces that we need in the draft, although maybe the record on which of those has worked out is kind of shaky. This season, Ryan Pohl's went really big and fixed what was probably our biggest issue last year, the offensive line.
Yeah, the trenches. Offensive line.
Huge, considering Caleb was sacked a record 68 times last year.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, shout out to Caleb for toughing through that.
Man.
But, yeah, when I go back and forth in my head, it's like, okay, we've done everything we're supposed to do. Like, we fixed the O-line. Yeah, D-line could be a bit better. We went out and got, like, the consensus, like, best coach, and we've made all the consensus best moves that everyone's like, yeah, that's probably the move that they should have made. And, you know, at this point, if it doesn't work out, it's just like, well, maybe we really are cursed. So
and then we all just perish.
Yes, yeah. Death comes.
Just
for us.
kidding. The Bears aren't that important in life, but they are important. Like
Yeah.
if they do stink another 10 years, it's just gonna stink. If they stink, it stinks. There's no other way to like put it so elegantly besides that.
To quote
life goes on.
To quote Mike McDaniels, it's a great day because we're another day closer to death. So we got that going for us. But
Who's Mike McDaniels?
Mike McDaniel, the coach of the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He looks rough.
He's hip.
He's hip, but he looks like this is probably his last season. He looks like he's been through hell.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like some philosophy.
No, he told the reporters like during a press conference that it was a great day because he was one day closer to dying, and I was like, I get it.
Is it philosopher?
Like, philosophizing.
Yeah.
Philosophizing.
Anyways, yeah. All right.
I'm
Yeah, you're right. The
philosophizing.
offseason was fun. It was chock full of a lot of great additions that are necessary for this team.
That was gonna be my next question. Was like, what were your thoughts? You know, we were like, maybe we should do it during preseason. We just didn't really get it going. So during training camp, during the preseason games, any thoughts on like kind of what you saw, what was reported?
So again, Ben Johnson is he's the headline grabber all off season. It was a good year for the Bears in last year. Let me finish that thought. In that they did things against the grain for the first time ever. You know, firing a coach midseason. I'll never forget that Black Friday after Thanksgiving. Man, I was so happy. Like I never want to celebrate someone being fired, but I was like ecstatic. And you know, paying top dollar for this coach, things that the Bears usually never did. They were usually kind of a cheaper organization when it came to that. So obviously Ben Johnson's number one. Everything they did in the free agency with revamping the offensive line, bringing in some big boys to help protect Caleb, because again, to your point, last year he was sacked so many times, and was a lot of that a credit of him? Probably, because he is an improviser on the field. He's going to try and extend the play as much as he can. Sometimes he holds on to the ball too long because he's just trying to make that play, and obviously he realized that the NFL stars on defense are a lot quicker than those you're going to come across in college.
Yes.
So you've revamped the offensive line, but again, that's the point of making an offensive line better, is you need to have a good run game too. So I don't know how hopefully DeAndre Swift has a great year, because he's our number one back again. And you got Roshan, and you got the kid that they drafted.
Kyle Monangai.
Yeah. I couldn't say his name. I was hoping you would finish that. Thank you. That's how we finish each other's sentences in this office.
Our sandwiches.
And that too, yeah. You got to establish the run game to help open up the pass. And Ben Johnson did that amazingly in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I'll never forget when in Detroit, when they signed David Montgomery, which RIP, loved David here in Chicago. And they signed Montgomery. And they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round. I'm like, why would they do that?
Yeah, we thought that was the dumbest thing
And then
ever.
look at how great that tandem's been. So hopefully they can do the same thing here in Chicago. But again, it's the offensive line is you got some big boys up there. Braxton Jones will be the left tackle. Not thrilled about that, but
He's serviceable.
Being said, you have pieces next to him that can help,
Yes.
offset that a little bit. Joe Tooney's going to be right next to him. Joe Tooney's won Super Bowls with the Patriots and the Chiefs. He's going to be complimenting him and hopefully, helping minimize his lack of talent or therefore whatever. We'll see with Braxton. But then you got Colson Loveland, like you said, Luther Burden. You still got DJ. You got Roma Dunze. You got Cole Kmet. I mean, the offensive weapons are there for Ben Johnson to play with alongside Caleb. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to throw for 50 touchdowns, but boy, would I love him to finally hit that 4,000-yard mark because the Bears have never had somebody do that.
I don't know what I would do if he threw for 4,000.
I can't even count that high.
40 touchdowns. Yeah, me neither.
I don't even know how to count to 4,000.
Yeah, I'm not a math guy. That's why I dropped out of engineering school.
Yeah,
not a big fan of numbers. So you hit on a lot of things that I kind of had in my notes specifically. First of all, I just want to get this off my chest. I think when it comes to like the offseason and training camp, things have gotten a little like ridiculous to the point where like people are keeping track of like stats and completion percentages and all this stuff in like training camp. It's like, guys, it's training camp. It's practice. Like you're supposed to like practice is a safe environment for you to make mistakes and learn from your mistakes so that you don't make those mistakes during the game. So when people are coming on the national news media and like, oh, Caleb missed all the balls that he threw at the net, or like, oh, he threw 3 interceptions in practice today. It's like, sorry, my voice just cracked a little bit there. I don't know what's going on.
He's excited.
I'm getting impassioned. You're no shit. You're supposed to like make mistakes in practice, in the safety of practice. Like that's the whole point. So just stop it. You're being stupid about training camp. You're being dumb.
AI gets talked about a lot in this day and age, but let me quote the original, the OG AI, a guy by the name of Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice, man. We ain't even talking about the game.
Dude.
We're talking about practice.
Are the kids going to know AI? They're going to know
Well, they're going to know ChatGPT and Grok and whatever else
go ask,
AI.
Yeah, go ask Grok about AI in practice.
Ask AI, who is the original AI? And it'll be a guy called The Truth.
The Truth.
Allen Iverson. Anywho, he's
yes. So that's my little mini rant about practice training camp and just how stupid it was, and the national media was on Caleb's butt like every day. And hated it. Stupid.
And for me, like again, I grew up in that industry, that was my first adult life, and I've become kind of disgusted in a way with how sports media and the landscape looks. I mean, I get you got to have talking points, and a lot of what people do nowadays is shock value. You're not even bringing true highlight value. You're just sitting there trying to, what can I get to rise up, this fan base or that fan base? And I feel like that's kind of what they do because
that engagement, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it's about.
Small sample size on Caleb from last year.
Yeah.
Last year was an up and down year for him too. I think my voice just cracked. Gosh, we are really impassioned here. Last year was an up and down year because the coaching was a coaching carousel again. Shane Waldron was just terrible. TRBL knucklehead.
Terrible.
Yeah. Thomas Brown did what he could, but it just was a dysfunctional offense with terrible offensive line play, and just nothing really went right. But Caleb did show a lot of great flashes. Had those, some of those games or throws where it's like, what?
Yeah.
How did you do that? The circle, that closing on that ball to go through that, thread that needle, and no one else could get it but, Caleb throws it through there. So there's a lot to look forward to with the offense. And we'll see. The offense is going to get all the attention because of Ben Johnson, but
yes,
they brought in Dennis Allen to be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
he's got a great track record. Do they need another edge rusher alongside Montez Sweat? Probably, but they didn't do that, which is okay. We got Grady Jarrett coming from Atlanta. Dio
Adengbo.
Yeah, thank you. I knew Eric would finish it. So we'll see. I mean, I wasn't really thrilled with that pick. They gave him a lot of money for not a lot of production out of his spot.
Yeah,
so, but I think the defense is going to be improved this season, and I don't know. I'm just ready. I'm ready for Monday night.
Yeah, and like you said, it'll be a focus on what Ben Johnson can do, because obviously he was brought here to have an offense, which is something that, except for brief flashes, maybe like during the Jay Cutler era, is something we've never ever really seen before. And I think just coming from last year to this year too, the thing that Ben Johnson has instilled, at least the sense that I've gotten from watching press conferences, listening to him, listening to how he like conducts practice and the way the players talk about him. He brings accountability to the team. He brings just like organization and like a normal way of doing things, where it just seemed like every time we listened to Eberflus or that last coaching staff, we were just like, what are they doing? Like, what is going on? Like, he doesn't know how to manage a game. Like, does he even know how to like run his practices and stuff? Whereas like Ben Johnson comes to the podium. He's very candid. He's very honest. Yeah, very commanding. He doesn't have a problem calling his guys out, and I think that they know that that's just a tough love thing.
Right.
He's holding Caleb to a really high standard. So I think just that culture change is something that we really needed for a long time. I think that's reflected too. They named the captains for the team, right? And it was guys that they brought in this year. Like Joe Tooney's offensive captain, and Grady Jarrett's a defensive captain.
Right.
It's very telling to me that like the highest paid guys on our roster are not the captains. So I'm hoping that's Ben telling them like, hey, like you guys are making the most money. Like you need to start performing here.
Yep.
Like we need a great year out of DJ. We need a great year out of the linebackers. Like we need a great year out of Jalen. Like that's what we expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else, man? What else could we say? Preseason was kind of up and down, it felt like. You know, some days during practice it felt like the defense had the edge. Some days it felt like the offense had the edge. You know, that's what you'd expect practice to be up and down.
Right.
Preseason, same kind of way, up and down, even though we tied against the Dolphins, but we won the last two games there. I was at that Bills preseason game when I was texting you that I was gonna build the Ben Johnson statue.
How's that statue coming along?
It's like paused in like the planning draft stage because I think I got it over my skis a little bit there. Just
I already built one.
Oh, you did in your backyard? Like it's just.
I mean, it's out there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's in the yard.
So we'll just deliver it straight to Soldier Field. I think that Bills game though, even though like with the caveat that it was against the twos, shows the potential. Caleb looked crisp and clean, like the offense was firing in all cylinders. Ben Johnson was using the two tight end sets like he used to. Komet and Loveland were like getting the ball in the middle of the field, which is something we're like we don't usually see that.
No, never.
We're throwing screens to DJ on 1st and 10 instead of third and 8.
Yeah.
What an insane concept.
Damn bubble screen. Obliterate that from every playbook, man. I cannot stand that.
Yes. So it looked like, you know, a functioning offense.
Yeah.
And, you know, we kind of got our teeth kicked in a little bit when we took on the Kansas City first team, especially on defense. But I think.
Well, the tone was set. So I was driving from O'Hare. I picked up my brother in the airport, and we're listening on the radio. The tone was set because the Chiefs started with the ball. The Bears deferred and won the toss. There was a penalty called that sounded suspect. Jeff Joniak on the radio saying like, "Oh, this shouldn't be called," but they called a double penalty. So it was like a face mask and a defensive pass interference, and they gave them like a 40-yard penalty instead of like the 27-yard. Not to say Patrick Mahomes doesn't need anything like that, but that kind of was terrible. You know, again, not just from the refereeing and the officiating. Obviously, you don't want a penalty like that to just gut wrench it. It was on third down, if I recall.
What we're saying is that Mahomes is scripted to get all the calls. That's what we're going on. We're going on camera saying it.
Well, then I mean, yeah, the defense got their teeth kicked in. That carried over to the offense. I mean, I was listening and I thought Shane Waldron was coach again with the plays that were called, and I think there was a botched like a reverse play called and fumbled it, and they jumped on it. But yeah, that was bad. But that's Bears for you. You take a step and you go back 5. Like it's just you just got to roll with the punches.
And again,
baby.
Credit to Ben Johnson who like didn't give up during that game when the firsts came out, and like Tyson Bagent and the second team and the third team guys came in and clawed back. And I gotta say, it's another great story. I'm really happy that Tyson is staying with us for a couple more years.
Right.
I've been a really strong believer of his like since he started like 2 years ago, and he was in a couple games when.
Yeah, and remember the Raiders game? He led them to a victory and in place of Justin Fields, and he's a solid backup and someone that Caleb has things and talent that Tyson will never have.
Yes,
but Tyson can be coached by Ben Johnson to be catered to what Ben Johnson kind of looks for in a quarterback.
Yes.
Right? And that's where I think he does pair well.
Yes.
And then don't forget about Case Keenum as our third string. That's a good presence to have in the locker room to teach Caleb how to be a veteran.
Yeah.
Right? Like
sure.
Tyson has grown up in the Bears. This is his third or fourth season. Caleb knows nothing about, the NFL yet, and Case Keenum's been everywhere, I feel like.
Yeah.
So that's great presence to have in the quarterback room.
He's like Fitzpatrick. He's like been on literally every team.
Yeah, and he's had some marginal success. He was in the Minnesota Miracle game.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
So again, there's a lot of things around him, but to your point, Tyson Bagent, great story, great to have him locked up. I always love seeing guys get rewarded, especially those that are undrafted and get life-changing money like he just did.
As much as I would I'm a big fan of his. Like, I would love for him to go somewhere and get a chance to start. I think he deserves that. I'm really glad that he's decided to stay here for a couple more years.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me really, really happy to know that we have somebody in the wings that can take over if something happens to Caleb. Not that anything's going to happen. Caleb's going to be awesome. He's going to be a superstar. He's
going to be magical.
Yes, but just
mystical.
Yes. But just in case, we have him back there, and that's just a really great story. And Bajan's dad is just a hilarious character. He's awesome.
Yeah, the arm wrestling
guy.
Fanatic.
I remember on Hard Knocks last year where we were in like KC or something, and he was just like arm wrestling people in like a KC pub.
Yeah,
just hysterical. Yep. So, off season overall up and down, but I think we've been trying really hard to be patient and understanding, and I think like Brett said, I think him and I both have kind of set expectations that a season around 500 would be a step in the right direction. And I mean, Brett can attest. I looked at the schedule with him the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I see like 15 wins here.
Yep, I saw 17.
But 17-0 for sure. But I think if we're to come down on the realistic side, I think we both understand that a 500 season would probably be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I would
eat
eat my hat
for, sure.
for 10 wins. When I wouldn't eat my hat because I like food, but I do. I would be happy with 10 wins.
So
for sure.
Before we preview the week 1 matchup against the Vikings here, one last preseason thing that kind of affects us. We got to talk about Micah Parsons going to the Packers. So when
Eric,
you heard
this
that,
is a family-friendly show.
Yeah. What was the instant react when you heard that? And I think I texted you that like
Eric,
right after it happened.
You called me, and I was just started golfing. I was playing my league, and my phone wasn't by me. And my first reaction was just like, damn it. I don't want them to have nice things. And they got the nicest thing you could get from an edge rusher.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, they didn't have to give up a lot. It was basically the Khalil Mack trade, right? We gave up 2 first-rounders for Khalil Mack. They gave up 2 first-rounders and a defensive player. And then they paid him a boatload of money, which you're going to have to do for a guy like that. But they got Jordan Love and him are basically $100 million of their salary cap. And I don't believe in Jordan Love. I don't think he's all that good, but maybe that's my Bears fandom and my hatred towards the Packers. But anyways, it was – I was very frustrated. It's just like, damn it, one more thing to be upset about.
Yep.
Obviously, I know that you, though, were not too thrilled.
I called you. I called a couple of my friends, and I said some things that I won't repeat on this podcast because in case children are watching, for sure. I when it comes to the Packers, it's hard for me to be rational because I do have that rivalry hatred, right? I have a lot of the same thoughts as you, and I don't remember which show I was listening to, but I listened to a guy that on the Packers come on, and he's like, yeah, but the Packers accountants are really good, and they'll figure out how to like spread the money out better. And I'm just like, you can be like the best accountant in the world. You could be an accountant for Enron, and you like, coming back, I think.
Oh yeah,
and
unlike the Packers,
you can be the best accounting team in the world. You still have 2 guys taking up a lot of money and giving up those 2 draft picks. I understand why the Packers made the move. They obviously feel like they have a team that can win it all. They did make the playoffs last year, and if that's what we want our teams to do, right?
Yeah.
If we feel like they're in a spot, we want them to push the chips into the table and go all in, unlike the Cubs did this year. That's another sore spot. Well, I mean, we're both Southsiders, so maybe not too much for us.
Yeah.
But we never want the Chicago teams to do bad.
No.
Which most of them are bad. Yes. But in 2 years when those draft picks come into play, when that money starts to hit, when it's time to start paying some of that other younger roster, the Packers have a really young roster. You're not going to be as flexible. I'm not on the inside of the Green Bay media tour talk, but I'm the same as you. That team did not seem as good as it was last year.
Right.
And I'm trying to decide. I feel the same way about Jordan Love. I don't think he's as good as everyone's hyping him up to be, just from what I've seen. And I'm trying to determine if that's because I actually think that, or we've just gotten so used to watching how magical Aaron Rodgers has been for 10 years.
Right.
And just because Jordan Love is not Aaron Rodgers, and he probably won't be, that we're just like, oh yeah, that guy's a complete failure because he's not Aaron Rodgers, which nobody. That's a very high and rare standard to be held up to.
Another
so.
terrible human being, by the way.
I'm excited to kind of see how that works out in Pittsburgh.
I
think
am
that'll
too.
be very funny.
Too.
It's very ironic.
I don't think it will, but
it's very ironic that he's playing the Jets week 1. That might be an interesting game. So
I do enjoy that.
Yeah, Packers fans, that should be interesting. I think it's interesting. I have 2 things, and we can move on to week 1. One, as much as we complain about our ownership here, I thank God every day that I wake up that Jerry Jones is not my owner.
Yes.
He thinks because he has this kind of like Southern folksy like charm to him that he just kind of like is like, oh, I'm Jerry Jones. He's living off the Herschel Walker trade from almost 40 years ago. Like, Jerry, it happened in the 90s. Get over it. You haven't done anything good since.
Yeah, boy, the 90s were great years.
Yeah, he's like Reinsdorf. He's just like, oh, well, I did Jordan one time, and I know everything. It's like, no, you haven't done anything good since, except you got lucky.
He inherited Michael Jordan.
You got lucky with Derrick Rose, my guy. That was it. Yeah, he inherited, and oh, you put together a good White Sox team like once. Like, congratulations.
Greatest day of my life.
Yeah,
October 26th.
Really awesome day. So, yeah, thank God Jerry's not my owner.
Yeah,
and I understand why the Packers did it. It's interesting that they pulled the trigger on the trade, even though there's some like injury stuff coming out with Micah.
Yeah,
some back
like
stuff.
He needs like an epidural or something just to walk.
Yeah, some people were like poo pooing.
He's on a walker and a cane. And...
yeah, he's in a wheel and that shit. No,
no, I know.
I'm
just
some people are like poo pooing that. They're just like, oh yeah, it's like L4, L5, like back thing. I'm like, back things are significant. Like,
yeah,
Have you seen an epidural before? The needle's scary. It's a big needle.
I would not be able to play football if I were in Micah Parsons with his injuries.
That's
why
he's getting paid $47 million and we're not.
Yeah, it's true.
But
well, he
whether that's like a nag, I don't know enough about medical stuff. I don't know if that's gonna be like a nagging injury all year. But I have to imagine like in a position where you're like bending over and like going into a stance and trying to like get around big linemen, like having your lower back affected like that can't be the best thing. But well, I guess we'll see. I mean, I understand why they did it. It's funny because I texted my dad when it happened. Shout out to my dad because he called it. And I was like, Dad, this is terrible. And he's like, no, he'll probably be injured this year or something. And then like next day, Shefty was like, yeah, he's got an injury. And I'm like, how did you know?
Yeah, your dad is
he's an NFL insider. He might be.
He is Adam Schefter, but better.
Yeah, he might be. Shout out Dad.
He's bald.
Same. Family resemblance. So, before we get into week 1, let's take a quick break for our ad read. Our sponsor is and always has been for the first episode, Total Roofing and Construction. Total Roofing and Construction is celebrating its 40th anniversary of being your go-to exterior contractor in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. For the second year in a row, Total Roofing was voted number 1 best of the region in roofing, siding, windows, and doors. While other companies pretend to be local but have secretly sold out to private equity, TRC remains family-owned and operated. While others sub out work to the cheapest bidder, TRC has our own in-house crews to ensure that you get the quality and service you deserve when it comes to your home. When it comes to your largest investment, choose a local contractor who will treat you like family. For more information or to book an appointment, visit totalroofingandconstruction.com. That is totalroofingandconstruction.com. Okay, week 1. Monday Night Football.
Week 1
against the Vikings. I gotta admit, Brett, my initial reaction to learning that this game was on primetime was dread. We have gotten annihilated in primetime lately,
especially by Minnesota last year.
I'm not very excited about it, but
however,
let's just get your quick thoughts. How you feeling? So let me preface this by saying that as of right now, we're recording this Thursday morning. Final injury reports don't come out till Saturday. And I believe
like
the lines.
Jalen Johnson play.
Yeah, I looked at the lines yesterday. I think the Vikings are 1.5 point favorites.
Why?
Which is weird. Yeah, very strange. So, what's your initial reaction to the matchup on Monday night?
The initial reaction is it's free money to bet on the Bears. Okay, not gambling advice, but they are plus money.
Remember to gamble responsibly.
That means if you put $100 on them, which some people might have done, you can win like $110 or whatever my bet is. I'm very confident on Monday night only because it's not irrational. I'm looking at the other team, right? You got J.J. McCarthy, who It missed last year as a rookie because of injuries, so it's his very first game. Now, that's not to take anything from Kevin O'Connell, who did a great job with Sam Darnold last year in Minnesota. I'm sure JJ is going to be a good quarterback, but this is his first game, and they don't have Jordan Addison. Justin Jefferson is questionable too. If he will play, I mean, it's JJ.
Lingering hamstring, which is something that doesn't just it takes a long time to fully heal. It can bother you for most of the season. Yeah,
right. Now their defense is good, but I do think that this is going to be a game where Ben's going to come out and he's going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at the Minnesota Vikings, and I have a great feeling that the Bears are going to win pretty handedly. We're not going to just murder them by 40, but I could see a healthy 10-point victory where it's never really in doubt throughout. But again, I've been wrong before. And I've lost bets before on the Bears. So,
but you've won some too. Maybe not on the Bears. But
more than I've lost more than I won, but yes.
So
I'm confident. How
yeah,
about yourself?
The 1.5 favorites thing is weird to me. I'm curious to see if that line will move at all once final injury reports come out on Saturday.
I don't think so because it's been like that for a month and a half.
It's very strange to me that whoever's doing the books and the odds is JJ McCarthy Monday. Yeah, JJ McCarthy Monday night first game on prime time
at
Soldier Field is going to win. Especially like Brett said, a lot of major injuries on the Vikings side. Not having Justin Jefferson or Addison. I think even their third wide receiver too, Jalen Naylor, is questionable. And I checked the injury report yesterday too. I checked the injury report yesterday.
Okay.
I'm trying to do research.
I can't read. So.
I gotta be. Well, that's amazing that you sell roofs. I'm trying to be learned so that we can stand amongst our
I like that word, learned.
content creating peers up here. So I think that's interesting. Their defense is very good, so that'll be a great test for that rebuilt offensive line pretty early, I think. There's an interesting stat here. I know it's different, but the last 4 times that Ben Johnson has faced a Brian Flores defense in Minnesota, he's put up 30 points and won all 4 games.
Oh, yeah, brother.
So, I think that Ben Johnson knows how to deal with Brian Flores' offense.
He's a great coach.
I know that.
I enjoy Brian Flores.
You can argue that maybe at this point, Detroit's roster the last couple of years was better than ours is currently.
Yeah.
But I think that Ben will figure out a way to do that. I think the game plan will probably be get that ball out of Caleb's hands fast.
Yeah.
And since he likes to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, you can always have the tight ends in there to block.
Right.
Colson and Cole Kmet seem like they do that pretty well.
Yeah, no block, no rock.
No
That's
block,
Ben
no
Johnson's
rock.
Moniker for the
just been really cool.
catchers.
Yeah, to see a lot of the guys do that, especially Luther Burden, who his college tape.
What number is he wearing now?
He's 10. 10 confirmed.
87, 13, 10. I heard he's just not even wear a number.
10
blank
confirmed.
Jersey.
So if have been waiting to buy the Luther Burden jersey,
I bought 87 and 13.
You just bought them all, yeah.
Now I got to buy 10.
Yeah, maybe you'll get him to sign all.
I'm just kidding. I would never buy a jersey ever again unless it's a retired player. Because I do have a Mitchell Trubisky jersey.
I need to be sure.
And I have a Matt Forte though.
I have
pretty sick.
I have a Roquan Smith 100-year anniversary jersey, and then they traded him. I was like, oh, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, to me, just on paper in my mind when I visualize the game, and of course I have a strong Bears bias. It just seems to me that because we're doing a Bears podcast before work. It just seems to me like the Bears would be favored in this game, but I don't know. If
I think they're
just
going off
disrespect.
of last year's record, right? I mean, the Bears were terrible. Minnesota was not. So that I think is carrying into it. But yeah, I don't get it either. It's very confusing, which is why I put money on the Bears.
Yeah, so very, very clear. Oh, do you have a score prediction? What's your score?
Yeah, the score is going to be 34-24.
Ooh, that's high scoring. You said it might not be that high scoring. You think?
No, I didn't. I said the Bears aren't going to win by 40. They're going to win by 10.
Oh, okay. So you're taking the over. I think the over.
There's going to be 4 touchdowns, 3 from Caleb through the air, and then a DeAndre Swift rushing touchdown, and then 2 Cairo Santos field goals. One of them will be a 50-yarder or plus, and we will see that big boot of his in action.
I was a little more conservative. I went 24-17. I took the under.
Right.
I took the under. I would love if they scored 34 points. That'd be crazy. I'd be going nuts.
Yeah, that's where I'm an optimist, and you're a realist.
I think the over-under is 44.5.
Well,
so
the Bears might hit that by themselves.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. So Yeah, I think this is a big chance for them to prove themselves. I think we need to take this win. I don't want to sit here and be like, week 1, it's must win, but our schedule's definitely tougher.
Yeah, because then they get Detroit week 2.
Yeah. We have to face Mike Parsons twice now instead of just once this year. And a lot of the teams that people thought were not going to be good seem to be kind of ascending. People are high on New York Giants for some reason that I don't really understand.
Well, they got Russell Wilson. They got like 8 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Russell,
They
Jameis,
let Tommy
Jackson,
go.
Dart, Tommy. He's
in New England now. Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, they got Malik Neighbors.
Their D line is pretty terrifying. It's true.
Yeah. And we'll win that game too.
Yeah. So
I don't see any losses on the season. So.
it's just 17-0, perfect season. Brett's prediction. You heard it here first.
Well,
so.
then based on that, they'll go 17-0. I think that would obviously earn them a week 1 bye, and then they'd have 3 games in the postseason, so they'd go 20-0 this year. 19-0. I don't know. Yeah, 20-0 because they'd have to play 2 games before the Super Bowl.
People have been pretty strong on picking the NFC North as like the best division in football. I'll be curious to see how it plays out because everyone's just like, oh yeah, like the Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers will all be good. And the Vikings have a big question mark with J.J. McCarthy. Their success will largely be predicated on how he does. People are just acting like the Lions are going to be as good as they were last year, and I don't think you lose both of your like really good coordinaters and be the same team that you were.
No, I don't think
last year, unless like Jared Goff like completely takes over that game, their team, which he very well could.
They still got their tandem running backs too. I mean, they're gonna have a good offense.
Their offensive line is weaker. I know one of their guys retired. I forget his name. I think it was Ragnow that retired. I think it was.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Don't quote me on that.
Whatever you say, Eric.
So I certainly don't think the Vikings will win. They win 14 games last year.
Yeah,
and I don't think they'll have the luck they did last year in like 1-score games. Like I don't see that happening.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. I think there's opportunity there for sure.
Which is to build off of. The Bears had several 1-score games too. They also had games where they got obliterated.
Yeah. The Hail Mary crushed us last year. That pretty much obliterated the season.
It happened. Everything happens for a reason, folks. Okay, in life, on the football field, in roofing, everything happens for a reason. Learning moments from everything that you experience in life.
We have a revenged Jaden Daniels game, I think, this year, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a Monday night game too, and we get to play Matt Eberflus because he's the Dallas Cowboy defensive coordinator, so can't wait for that.
Poor man, they just took away his best player.
Yep.
I guess not.
Everything happens for a reason. The Hail Mary happened. It was a domino effect to get Ben Johnson in here and really shake things up.
Yes.
But I mean, that was a 1-score game. You had I was at the Houston game week 2.
Oh yeah.
They lost by like 7. It was an ugly 17-10 game. There's a lot of them. So now you're hoping that the flip side with a better team, better coach team, I guess is the point, because that was a lot of the lack of success was they were just poorly coached.
Yes.
So many mismanaged games at the end of them.
Not calling timeouts
against Ben Johnson. So you're hoping that BJ comes in here and manages the game the way it's supposed to, and that will lead to a handful of more wins potentially. So I don't think 9-8 is far fetched. Anything more than that is great. Anything less, and then I'm crying in the office again.
Putting aside your Bears bias, do you have any Super Bowl favorites for this year? If it couldn't be, obviously it will be the Bears going 17-0 and winning the Super Bowl for the first time in this is the 40th anniversary of the 85-86 season.
I mean, you can't count the Eagles out ever. They're still the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're a great team. Saquon Barkley's still Saquon Barkley.
I'm worried about Saquon.
Yeah.
He's got the Madden curse. He's got the number 1 draft curse.
That. I just drafted him in one of my leagues.
Yeah, he's got the Madden curse and the number 1 overall draft pick curse.
So, well, the Madden curse
I hope it works for you.
Hopefully has
declined.
Back in the day, the mid 2000s, that thing was like, oh boy, he's gone for the year, and they usually were.
Peyton Hillis got on the cover of Madden.
That's right.
Why? He's vanished,
and then he's gone. Yeah. So I think on the NFC, Philadelphia is always going to be the favorite. I do like Washington just because Jaden Daniels did play really well last year, and they got better. They got Deebo Samuel. So there's another weapon for him. In the AFC, again, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's already going to get a ring. He proposed to Taylor Swift. So I think the power of the Swifties will catapult the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl.
We're pro Taylor Swift on this
Absolutely.
podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills, I just love Josh Allen. I think you do too.
Yes.
I would love to see Josh get over the hump. Those are the obvious favorites, though. I really don't have any dark horse guys either. It's basically those the Eagles out of the NFC, or the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens out of the AFC.
Yeah,
So-
I for the NFC side, I did pick the Eagles just because Howie Roseman is like a genius.
Yeah.
And he's able to turn that roster over every year, keep them young, keep them cheap, keep the impact guys paid, and yeah, that team is still going to be very, very scary, even though they've lost some people. Yeah, I don't see anybody right now beating the Eagles, and I think the Eagles are still the team to beat in the NFC, even though for some reason everybody in the national media is like, oh yeah, Packers got Micah Parsons, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw that. They're like,
Not as simple.
someone wrote an article about they're the third best odds, and it was a Packers writer. Like, dude, come on. Like,
Nah, man, get out of here.
maybe not. I don't know. Look, going back to the Packers, we'll talk about them a lot on this podcast, unfortunately. We're like their little brother. My brother-in-law is a huge Packer fan. Brandon, shout out Brandon. He's from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, or that area. He is the nicest Packers fan in the world, and I can't stand it. It's like, but Brandon, get mad and just
It's like I
curse
want
me
to
out.
hate you, but
First time I
can't.
met him, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd rather, not meet Aaron Rodgers. I'd rather meet a terrible human being than Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'll shake Jeffrey Dahmer's hand before Aaron Rodgers. What I told him the first night I met him, and he just sat there like, well, that's your opinion, Brett.
Yeah.
Like, that's Brandon. He's super nice. And so I don't wish ill on the Packers because of Brandon, but I do wish ill on them to an extent. They are just so good. So, but I would not be surprised if they are in the NFC Championship game, against Philadelphia or Washington. And
Regarding the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, I do say that Brett does not 100% fully speak for this podcast, so just
yes,
point that out
well,
there.
that's another Wisconsinite too. He's from Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure.
I have to be.
We don't have to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer anymore.
So I can go on a side tangent there too, because I worked security at Soldier Field when I was in college,
Yeah,
because I went to school in the city, and
shout out the Flames.
yeah, UIC Flames, baby, let's go. No football team. Curtis Granderson went to
Yes.
UIC, so
Shout out TF South.
he funded
Amy Crow from Total Roofing with the TF South.
There we
just
go.
like C Grand.
There we go. So I worked the games when they were home, and out of all, I got to see most of the teams. I got to see a wide variety of fans. People would think that like the Packers games would be like the most like rowdy and violent and stuff when they would come to play. No, those are some of the chillest ones. Like as a whole, like Packer fans, like when you guys come visit, you get very, very chill, very, very cool people. Of course, like not to be stereotypical, but the Philly fans were the
Yeah,
the crazy ones.
yeah.
For sure. So yeah.
When the Bears play in Philly this year, and my college buddies and I were talking about games that we want to go to, and if I would not.
You don't want to subject yourself to that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, we would. I just know, like, yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Shout out Philly fans. You guys are passionate for
Very,
sure.
very.
So
very
yeah,
much so.
Philly's my pick in the NFC, and then AFC. I'm going with Buffalo Bills for sure. Like 4 or 5 years ago, Brett, I got just upset and sick of the Bears,
That's right.
and so I wanted
You
to.
turned to a team.
I wanted to root for a team that I felt like I
Wouldn't break your heart.
feel good about, and like Josh Allen was up and coming. And I was like, I really like him. So I've rooted for the Bills. I'm like, if the Bears can't have it, like I've wanted the Bills to do it for the last several years, and I think Josh Allen definitely deserves it. Wonderful human being, super nice guy. He's just winning at life. Like he's the
He's
MVP.
lying. He loves Haley Steinfeld. That's why he chose the Buffalo Bills, because Josh Allen is married to Haley Steinfeld.
No, that's not true. But
That is
yes.
the only reason. Don't let him convince you.
Man wins MVP, gets married to Haley Steinfeld. Like he's just winning. He's having like the best year run of maybe like any human being ever. And if he capped
Yeah.
it off with like a Super Bowl, like you definitely deserve it for sure.
Shout out Haley though. That song she wrote called "Starving." Oh my gosh, I love that song.
Yes.
Have you heard it?
Yes,
Can
very
I sing
good.
it?
No,
No, I
you
won't.
might get copyrighted.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Go listen to it though. It's a great song.
Great actress too. Like her movies are really
Yeah,
good.
she was in Pitch Perfect 2 and 3 and 4
Yep.
and 7. I don't know how many they got now, but
I've been wanting to watch that.
Sinners movie she's in.
I've heard that with Michael B. Jordan. That's supposed to be
Is
really.
that's what she's in?
She's supposed to be. That's supposed
But
to be.
that's like
really
a
good.
horror movie, and I'm scared of horror movies, so I can't watch it.
Yes. Maybe we'll do like a movie. We'll watch it. But yeah, just we're gonna wrap it up there because we probably have to get to work now.
Yeah.
Closing final thoughts, Brett. On the outline, I put some like just random like not Bears specific topics or NFL related topics. Did you have anything you wanted to mention or discuss? Sports or just anything in general. I'll give you a chance for a final thought.
You know, it is fall. Woke up this morning. It was 46 degrees. Walking to the truck. September. Summer's fun for us here at the office. Obviously, it's our busiest season. But, man, do I love fall. I love when the weather starts to turn. The tree foliage starts to change colors. I'm just excited that we are into football season because, in my opinion, fall is the best year for sports. Again, as I mentioned, there's really not much else to look forward to as a Chicago fan in sports because I'm not a Cubs fan, and they are playing pretty well. So I'm just excited for football, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Alabama fan for college football, and they got the brake speed off of them the other
Rough
day,
first
so that was
week,
pretty
yeah.
neat.
Rough first week.
Yeah, so, I mean, now it's just on the Bears to just not break my heart.
Yeah. I had two final thoughts that I wrote in my outline that I wanted to mention specifically. College football, not something I'm super knowledgeable about, but number one, I just wanted to hit on Arch Manning. People are freaking out because Arch Manning did not play well. Texas got beat by Ohio State pretty handily. Week
Played
one.
Ohio State.
Yes, defending national
champion.
champions.
Great defense.
Huge spotlight for Arch Manning. Probably the most pressure that any like named athlete has had probably since like the son of Michael Jordan or Bronny.
Yeah.
You could say like most pressure like since like that kind of pressure to live up to the Manning name.
Yeah.
First game, huge spotlight. Arch Manning will probably be fine. I would just like relax. We want people to fail like so much and so quickly in our culture where it's just like one game he sucks like
right.
He'll probably be fine.
Exactly.
So a little bit too much to overreact there. And now I'm going to be a hypocrite in my second point because now I'm going to mention Bill Belichick in North Carolina. I think this guy is falling.
Yeah. It was weird to begin with.
Brett, I don't want to make this about like Bill and like his love life and stuff, right? We're free love on this show. You should date and be with who makes you happy, right?
Yes.
As long as it's within legal bounds. Disclaimer.
They're pushing the envelope.
I just
kidding. She's like 25.
Ever
26.
since he left and she got involved and like all this stuff has happened, it's just like for his whole career he's established this persona of like a no nonsense like hard ass coach, and there's just like now this circus going on around him, and I don't understand. I mean I maybe understand why, but I don't. Why would he want to put up with that? Like, he's a Hall of Fame coach. Like, why would you want to go to, like, not like North Carolina was, like, a good football program to start with. Like, they're a basketball school.
Yep.
So, like, out of all the places you could have went to, like, why North Carolina? I don't get the whole scenario. You could have just rode off into the sunset and been happy. Like,
yes.
I don't get it. It's very strange.
Well, money talks. That's always fun to have a lot of money,
yeah.
Which he's getting at UNC. And when you're in love, Eric, love knows, just like you said, no bounds.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. You could be at a UNC Chapel Hill with the football team with your loved one, and that is enough. You could be in New England with your ripped hoodies and winning Super Bowls with your loved one, and that is enough. Bill Belichick has all he needs and more.
Yes.
And you can't, for whatever reason, he's enjoying the circus that you said, because it is so anti-Bill based on what we saw with his press conferences over the years with the Patriots. Yeah, I mean, more power to you, Bill.
Maybe we'll get to the middle of the season and like UNC will be on a win streak. Maybe. We don't know.
Maybe. It's also his first year recruiting, though.
True.
Usually in college, you got to give the coach a couple years.
It's a different beast in college for sure.
Yeah, you're not signing players like you're legitimately like you have to be recruiting actively year round. So
yes.
And to your point, UNC is not a football school, so who knows what that looked like.
Michael Jordan was at that game, dude.
Really?
Yeah, he was at the game when that
happened.
didn't
watch the game.
I would hate for that to happen in front of Michael Jordan. I would be devastated. The greatest winner of all time thinks I'm a loser.
Yeah.
I would hate that. I would be devastated.
Well, that sucks for Bill.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here for our little pre-work 9 to 5 Bears show. My name's Eric. He's Brett. Usually at the end of these, I would like plug all of our like social medias and where you can get a hold of us and stuff. I have not set any of that up. We don't have an email. I can't even tell you where to find this because I don't have that set up yet. So just look. This will eventually go up on YouTube and some of the podcast places. So just like look on YouTube and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And we're gonna try and do this once a week and make it a thing. So this was really fun, Brett.
Thanks, Eric. I'm glad to be here. I had so much fun. No. You guys are gonna have hopefully we're gonna have a blast this year, because that means the Bears are having a blast this year, right? I think it's gonna be a great year. Nothing can ruin this, and I can't wait for this to be like week 16, and I'm just like here like that, like just we're 4-12. What are we doing? Anywho, yeah. One love to you all.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week after Monday night. So
celebrating a Victory Tuesday.
Hopefully Victory Tuesday. Yeah. With that, we'll just end it and we'll say bear down.
Bear down.
We're done, Kyle.
Nice.